Looks like your guests from Task Force Nova are finally here, and they picked up a stray. Patching you through now.
Commander, Master Jedi, Commodore, Colonel.
General Daerun, is everything all right?
We happened across pirates attacking a refugee ship from the Mid-Rim. Fortunately, we intervened in time. Tau and Arn are still chasing down the pirates, but the refugees are in dire need of medical supplies and other essentials.
This is well within our triage capacity, General. We'll have them all treated and ready to travel immediately.
Wonderful. Thank you, Captain.
We have plenty of supplies, General. We'll have them all treated in no time.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Which pirates were responsible for the attack?
We believe they were dire skulls, but we'll learn more once Tau and Arn capture them.
Battlemaster, I've heard so much about you. My cousin worked at the Senate Tower on Coruscant. Bossenthor. Did I get it right? My cousin worked at the Senate Tower on Coruscant. He told me stories about you. You led Havoc Squad. I saw you once on Tatooine, after the bombs. You helped then, too.
You were at Drugas! You and the Wookiee fought that Gundar!
We've been on the move since Corellia. I don't remember the last time we felt safe. Thank you. Thank you. I lost my husband on Corellia. If I'd lost my daughter, too... Thank you.
Our forces have been struggling since the loss of the Meridian Complex. We've given up the Atravis, Bormia, and Anoat sectors, almost entirely. Morale is suffering significantly. The Chancellor is hoping our task force can turn the tide.
Our mission is to find Jedi, not to win popularity contests.
Still, regaining a strong Jedi presence may well tip the scales, both in morale and combat effectiveness.
We'll get it done. The Republic hasn't lost yet.
Agreed. This war is far from over. We have a full deployment of troops ready to station on Odessen, along with patrol ships and transports. They'll be at your command for task force objectives. I've gathered an initial complement of security personnel and patrol ships to be stationed here. Dossiers and technical specs have already been forwarded to your staff for review.
It would seem prudent to station additional forces here as well, to support any urgent missions that come up.
We'd welcome anyone you can send.
Perfect. I'll send the transfer orders right away.
Only on the condition that they stay in approved parts of the base. I'm sure you understand.
Of course. We have no intention of crowding your Alliance personnel.
Word of the victory on Corellia has spread, and a number of Jedi in hiding have returned to the fold. Even so, many of them have seen so much war. They're hesitant to return to positions on the front lines. We can certainly find other ways for them to contribute, but I fear the precedent we'd be setting. To defend the Republic is the duty of all Jedi.
Send them here. With time, I'm sure I can get them back in fighting condition.
Intriguing. Very well. I'll see it done.
We would never force someone to fight against their will. But, if they won't serve as Jedi, then they should not be Jedi.
A hard stance, but in these challenging times, it's best to be clear about our role.
We can afford to give them time to recenter themselves before they resume combat assignments. Jedi have more to offer than their lightsabers.
True enough. I only hope they rediscover their full potential soon. The Republic needs us all. Even still, our numbers are perilously thin. But there are a number of Jedi still on Tython, serving largely in archival and research capacities. Many of them have not seen combat in more than a decade. But they are still Jedi, and it is the duty of all Jedi to defend the Republic.
The Jedi on Tython can help the others we find get reacclimated to the Order. We should send more Jedi there, not less.
A cautious approach, but perhaps also the wisest. I'll see it done.
If the Jedi on Tython are still contributing to our order, then we shouldn't force them into another role they're not suited to fulfill.
No, you're right. We shouldn't fix something that isn't broken.
If they've been on Tython all this time, then they should be well rested and centered in the Force. Ideal to rejoin the conflict.
Perhaps so.
On the subject of troops, a number of units have requested the opportunity to serve in the task force. Your reputation is quite a draw after all. Essentially, we have our pick, from veteran frontline units to less seasoned troops who are eager for the chance to contribute meaningfully. Which would you prefer?
Our mission is vital to the war effort. Only the best troops will do.
Of course, I'll have it done.
Don't weaken our frontline positions by pulling veteran units. Let's give the rookies a chance for some good experience and training.
They'll be very excited at the opportunity.
Rookie or veteran, they only get in if they're up to my standards. I'll make a list of tests for you.
Fair enough. I look forward to seeing what you have in mind. On the subject of transports, we've had some issues with cargo ships moving through Hutt space. Nothing violent. Not yet, at least. But we're seeing constant delays in refueling, purchasing supplies, and processing transactions in their territories. Delays we can't afford. I don't have much experience dealing with the Hutts, but I expect they're looking for bribes to speed things along. How would you approach the situation?
The Hutt cartel acts tough, but they can't put up a real fight. Give them a bloody nose, and they'll remember who's in charge.
Risky, while we're so heavily engaged with the Empire. But if it will get our forces moving more quickly, so be it.
Dealing with the Hutt cartel is more trouble than it's worth, believe me. Find other routes for your transports.
A lot of fuel to lose. Hopefully the trade-off in time and other costs will make up the difference.
I say, throw some money around. Better to have friends than enemies.
Fair enough. I'll have to get creative on the budget allocation forms. I believe that covers our most pressing issues.
Looks like all the refugees got squared away.
Yes, the mass triage drills have proven their worth. To be honest, it was a bit exhilarating. Like the old days.
Things were a lot more straightforward back then. Go here, blow up that, report back to Garza's office, over and over.
We were fortunate to have that reserved hangar on Coruscant, certainly.
Something on your mind, Elara? Commanding the Alliance is incredible. You couldn't pay me enough to go back to grunt work.
Colonel overseeing a task force is a big improvement over a lieutenant commanding a single squad.
I can certainly understand that. I've become so embroiled in my duties as an officer over the years, I've moved away from my medical work almost completely. I miss it. And now that the Alliance has joined the Republic, my liaison work is all but non-existent. And with the Alliance working directly with Task Force Nova, my liaison work is all but non-existent. I have time for more, and I know how I'd like to spend it. I want to form a rapid response search and rescue unit. Soldiers with equally extensive combat and medical expertise who can extract friendly personnel, civilian or military, from harm's way, stabilize them, and return them to safety.
I'm not convinced we could spare the resources to train up a unit like this.
Weighed against the losses we'd incur without such a unit, I don't believe we can afford not to have them.
Would you be leading this unit or training them?
Both, I'd expect. In the beginning, at least. Once they're fully operational, I could pass on command and shift to other duties as needed.
Sounds like a great idea. Put in all the requests you need and I'll back them.
Thank you. I'm glad you agree. I always knew there was something I liked about you. I'll complete my full proposal and submit it to you and General Dayrun for review. Now, that will need to include a PK-87-5 personnel requisition, an AX-590 supply outlay request, at least 20 GR-10s.
Now. You don't get to dive into all that fun paperwork until you have at least one drink to celebrate with your boring old husband.
Must I?
Now. You don't get to dive into all that fun paperwork until we have at least one drink to celebrate.
I guess things haven't changed as much as you thought.
Yes. Perhaps not. Colonel.
Let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
Of course, thank you.
I love that glow you get when you're thinking about paperwork. It's always made me smile.
Really?
Really.
I could keep working on this while we share a drink or two. If you're interested?
I'm interested.
Well, after you then, Colonel. An AX-590 supply outlay request, at least 20 GR-10s, and AT-1319 would move things along more quickly, although The AT-1320 would permit more detail.
Ba-ba-da.